So I have some cleaning girls here who I love because then my house is shiny and clean. But I was like, all right, we got to wrap up because I hear everything when it records. Hi, everyone. It's Susie Mordoh from Greater Than We, and I am so happy to be here with another conversation with women that love what they do. And today I'm really excited because I'm here with my friend Desiree East, who is a wonderful artist and creativity coach, and she really helps people unleash their inner artist. So welcome, Desiree.
Thank you for having me, Susie. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay, I love it. In full disclosure, I usually do this. How do we know one another? We've met online and we were in a course together, but I was so interested in what Desiree does because she does this wonderful painting, mandala meditation, 3-week painting journey that really felt luxurious and a treat. So this past summer, when I had a little bit more free time, I couldn't wait to hop in and learn how to paint with you. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. I love that you felt like it was luxurious. That's the first time I've heard that word used with painting.
Oh, I loved it. You know, I have when I was a kid, I would tell you that if I got, the 64 box of Crayola crayons, I thought I was a rock star because there was like it was unlimited. I loved there was a big arts and crafts side to me, and so I wasn't really scared to put the brush to the canvas, but you never really know what's going to come out. It's all good stuff. So really what we do when we have these conversations, I love to hear like, how did you get to this point to tap into the creativity and to help others do that as well?
Well, I've always had a creative bug in me since I was a young child, just like you. I've always been fascinated with patterns and colors, and I did take art classes throughout high school and college, and that was I was an art major at one point during my university years, and then I realized I had that starving artist mentality that everyone talks about, and that stopped me from becoming a full-blown artist. And I said, you know what, maybe I'll play the safer route and do environmental studies because that's the way the world was changing. That's the direction everyone is going, and I thought that'd be great. And I love playing in nature, and I appreciate Mother Earth. So I went that direction, and that's how I started my landscape and design business. I own a small sustainable landscape design business with my husband, Brendan, and to make a long story short, our business was directly tied to the housing market. So during the Great Recession, when the market crashed, our business crashed alongside with it. And that's when I had started painting, and I pulled out my camera again, and I started doing this artwork. I don't know what it was, but there's this creative fire or creative spark inside of me that kind of like sparked throughout the down times. When I hit rock bottom, I needed some sort of outlet to kind of heal, I guess. And I didn't realize that I was using that as a healing modality until I had, started connecting with people online and sharing everything. So I started this art, photo, and travel blog just for fun. I had no intention of starting a business with it. And at that point, that's when I realized that all of this art making that I had put on the back burner for years since college was a source of healing, a vehicle for a source of healing to get me through the tough times during the recession. And it was a way for my soul to have a voice.
What a gift.
Yeah. So that's kind of when creativity coaching fell into my lap. I thought, I need to share this with the world. This is something that I think everyone can use, and that if everyone has the tools to tap into that source on their own, then they can get through anything.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you, your message totally resonated with me because I had also I think maybe we've done this, but I actually have a degree in architecture. And I would
Yes.
say that finishing college was probably when, again, I put my creativity on the back burner and I started representing. I didn't even realize that I have a shadow artist in me until I read The Artist's Way, Julia Cameron's
Oh,
book,
yeah.
which God knows why that wasn't part of my required reading in college, because everybody should be reading that. But I really just discovered it. And I went into businesses where I started representing other creatives and putting my creativity on the back burner, even though what I did, I was in advertising, I have an event planning business, and everyone says like, oh, but that's all creative. But really you're representing other people to do the stuff. So when, when I saw your course, I'm thinking, oh my God, I would love to do that as a source of relaxation and meditation. Because this summer I also was taking some medication that made me like all hyper, and I couldn't quite meditate the way I did. I couldn't sit still. I was exercising like a lunatic, trying to burn energy. And I found that the painting was really calming and it really helped me. And I had no expectation of what came out, but what came out, which was the greatest gift of all. My daughter actually asked me if she could bring my mandala to college.
That's so beautiful. That's such a beautiful gift to give to someone, and for someone else to see, the value in that, of the work that you did, the heart and soul that you put into that painting. That's
Right.
such a great way to bond together when you're far apart.
It was, you know what, I
Especially.
actually use it as a lesson for her. She's handing in her first paper this week. And I kept saying to her, just do little chunks at a time. Like, don't sit and stress out all at once. You're going to get overwhelmed. I said, it's just like what you saw when I painted that mandala. Like every day we would do just a little bit more and you'd come back and refine it and paint over it if you didn't like it, hit delete if you don't like it. And it really is a lesson. And hopefully it hangs in her dorm room and helps her, as well.
Oh, I'm sure it will. That is a great lesson, just kind of using that as a metaphor. Because and I know college could be very stressful with all of the term papers and the tests
Mm-hmm.
and the homework. Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. There are people that watch this all over the world, and maybe some of them don't even know what a mandala is. You
Mm.
like go into a little bit of like, what are they talking about? I don't even know. What is that mandala,
Sure.
and how did you come to paint that versus other things?
Well, a mandala painting, excuse me, I have allergies, so my eyes are a little teary. But mandala is basically a circle pattern that is symbolic. Well, it's used throughout the world. It has been used throughout the world for centuries, and in different cultures and religions as a symbol for unity or life. And basically it means circle in Sanskrit. It means circle. So it's a circle pattern. And how I like to use mandalas I like to use them as a source of meditation, because when you look at a circle pattern, your eyes kind of get drawn to the center, and then it kind of radiates out. I mean, it might work differently for everybody, but I've always been, like I said before, even as a child, been fascinated with patterns and lines and shapes. And what I love about creating mandalas is that anybody could do it. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be a trained artist to do it. And basically, no matter how you start, it's always going to be different. Every painting that you do, or every design, even a sketch. I have a link to share if anyone wants to learn how to sketch a mandala. It always turns out different. And even if you're in your classroom, your mandala is going to be different than the next person's.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been creating mandalas even in college before I even knew I was going to be teaching it. And again, I go back to the healing part. I've used it as a source for healing or pulling back in, and just kind of meditating on whatever it is that I'm focusing on in my life. So it's a wonderful tool that anyone can do. You don't need to be an artist. And each mandala that you make is always unique. So it's very special.
Exactly. I like even those first, one of the first steps, and this course was really beautiful because there are videos where you not only took us with it, you were doing it with us. So, and I'm a mandala or painting or being creative. For me, I'm very visual. So I love that. I can read the words, but I sort of like to watch and see, what is this all about? So I found that really helpful. And one of the first steps where we just had to fill a page, kind of almost doodling, I doodle on everything. Like that is a source of meditation, or, whatever my notes are on, there's always some sort of little something on the side. And it felt like you tapped into that, which was really nice.
Absolutely. And I like to mention that as a creativity coach and a creatively fit coach, I'm creatively fit coach certified, is the whole idea behind what I'm doing is I'd like to encourage people to exercise their right brain hemispheres,
Right. Mm-hmm.
because we live in a left brain world where everything's logistical. We have our to-do list, everything's analytical. I have to get from point A to point B, and we use our left brain to survive. It's the survival side.
Mm-hmm.
And very rarely do we get the chance to tap into our right side, our right brain hemisphere, where we're in the present moment. That's what it's all about, being in the present moment, letting go of judgment, letting go of fear, and making decisions that are based on love-based truths.
Absolutely.
Practicing that on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. That is who I am, because I find I'm very left brain, right brain, masculine, feminine. I have all different energies going on, and it's what I enjoy about myself. But I realize like you have to kind of maintain imbalance and counterbalance, so you don't get, you don't swing too much in one direction.
Exactly.
So would you say you always found that? So even as a kid, you were talking a little bit, like if there was something you could tell your younger self now where you are at this point, based on those doodles and the, right, all the crayons and all the lessons that you had learned, what would you tell your younger self now?
My younger self, oh my gosh, I don't know, because when I think of my younger self, I think of myself as a 5-year-old,
Uh-huh.
I guess. So I guess I would tell myself, um, keep creating no matter what anyone says.
Right.
Keep that joyous present moment child like play in your heart, because it's important to carry that throughout your life, even through high school and college, and then when you finally become an adult, it's important to tap into that childlike spirit of appreciating colors and patterns and things that are not logical in our lives.
I love that. I agree with that. I would say that really often everybody thinks about being an artist as the traditional, like I can draw, I can paint, I'm a musician, but those skills of being creative, especially in the digital age or in textiles or in landscape design, I mean, their design sensibilities kind of rule throughout everything. And I think when we put it in that little box of what it should look like, it's tough on most people. They immediately try to, say, I'm not creative, I can't do it, I let somebody else do it. But I really believe we all have that creativity. We just have to tap into it.
Absolutely, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I give ourselves permission to do that, because just because you're an adult doesn't mean you don't get to play.
Exactly. And it's not silly. It's part of like connecting with who you are. That's
exactly.
sort of driving it. Now, what were sort of your biggest obstacles in starting this business? Obviously, there was the obstacle of, the financial pressure of the other business, but did you find it playful, or did you find people saying like, are you going to make money off of that? Like, how are you going to make money doing that? Because those are sort of the typical, judgments maybe of society.
Exactly. And not only society, of myself. I think I'm harder on myself than anyone else in the world, honestly.
I get
But when I first started it, the idea was planted, the seed was planted while I was in Bali.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the recession, my husband and I decided to downsize and sell nearly half of our possessions and put everything in storage and go on a sabbatical. We needed that time to heal. So we both love to surf and travel, and we went to Bali. That's where the seed was planted. So I was surrounded by beauty, by these temples, by the ocean, and just this culture that incorporated art and creativity and connecting with their gods and goddesses into their daily lives. And it was so inspiring. It's like they're like living and breathing art. And so that was a huge catalyst for me. And so to answer your question in regards to how did it start, how did I feel when I started, I felt alive. I felt energized. And honestly, when we got back, that's when I had started B school, and that's we met through,
Mm-hmm.
different avenues.
Exactly.
I just couldn't stop. I almost became a workaholic, and but in a good way. In a good
Yeah.
way, I was really excited,
And
and
passionate, right?
so
You
that
love passionate and loving what you're doing.
passionate and loving what I'm doing, and now that I have everything that I need, all of the information that I've done with all of the trainings and following online gurus and connecting with people like yourself, other entrepreneurs that are just brilliant. Now I need to go back to the meditation, kind of take a step back and
Listen
kind of
to see, listen to and see what bubbles up.
exactly. Yeah. So I'm very excited about it. And I mean, of course, it's an up and down roller coaster with, okay, how am I going to make money with this and
Mhm.
all of that? But it's definitely a learning uh, journey,
Right.
but it's all very exciting. And I can't stop learning. I have to like stop myself.
I want to sign up for this. I find that all the time. I want to sign up for this. I want to see that. Actually, one of my new, especially in B school or whatever, which is for those that don't know it, it's this online community that's really incredibly supportive, and it's an online marketing class, but it's so much more. It's like that's the least of it. It almost feels like there's so much more to it. But my new thread that I want to do, I have this reason that I want to go out and ask what everybody's favorite app is. Like, what's your favorite in business? What's your favorite free app? And all of a sudden, the thread of information is going to be fantastic. So, do you have a favorite free app? Now that
Oh gosh, where do I start?
Mhm.
I don't have a favorite that I can think of off the top of my head, but if I was to say, um, oh, well, I online just doing graphics. I love working with PicMonkey,
Mhm.
and Animoto, Pixlr. I love doing graphic type of work when I'm working on my online website stuff.
Sure.
So
Do you
those
do
are my go-tos.
you use Canva at all or no?
I've tried it a little bit, but I do have Photoshop, so
Yes.
sometimes I'll just go to the real deal.
Same
And
here. I do Photoshop too, but I do kind of
yeah,
jump in there just to look and see what's up. Like, huh,
yeah.
what are they doing over there? Which,
Uh-huh.
which is really neat stuff. So I saw that, well, before I even do this, because you've got your mandala meditation, when's the next class, or have you scheduled that yet or not so much? As far as
I haven't scheduled the next mandala meditations class. However, I'm thinking I have a retreat, a mini creative goddess retreat coming up in the fall. So I'm trying to pace myself,
Sure.
and I think I might do mandala meditations for the new year, for
Hmm.
the Chinese New Year, which is in January, because the holidays are coming up, and
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to strategically, as a business person,
Exactly. Well, but also
plan.
when it feels right. Like maybe there's a little. It's
Exactly.
winter. Well, it's winter at least on the East Coast because you're in the West. But
Yeah.
so people are kind of in a little bit more, and I think that's like a great time to do it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I might launch it then. If I have a wild hair, I might launch it earlier. I
Sure.
don't know, but at this point, everything that I'm doing right now, I'm just concentrating on working with people locally in
Great.
person as opposed to online for the fall because everyone's coming home and it's the holidays and
Right.
people are like you said kind of settling in. So, but for sure, I have the mandala meditations and vision board dreams, which is another wonderful program where we do vision boards like that. The,
Ah, I'm gonna have to do that. I love a vision board.
yeah, so looking into 2015, I might do that in the fall,
Uh-huh.
later fall. So just kind of looking into the year.
Wonderful. Well, when you were speaking about Bali, I was thinking you should do a retreat in Bali. Like that, it was so you were so empowered and inspired. That's what came to me. I'm like, oh, she's got to do a retreat there. That's going to be her, your powerhouse or whatever.
Well, just so y'all know, everyone in internet land, if
Uh-huh.
you do want to meet me in person, that's my big goal is to do creativity retreats and
Mhm.
traveling because I love to travel. Bali is definitely on the list. Costa Rica, Hawaii. I just got back from Madison, Wisconsin for the Underground Art Initiative.
Uh-huh.
So that's definitely it's not
It's
off the
brewing.
table.
Exactly. It's coming. It's coming. Stay tuned to a theater
Yes,
near you or
yes.
whatever. So I put all the links. You don't have to worry. I'll have all your links and everybody can connect in with you, after when I edit it, and we'll see. Hopefully there were no glitches in the recording. But this is usually the time where I ask you to play with me a little bit.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
angel card time. So
Yay!
you'll do that. I love that. I love to, I've shuffled them already, but I do it again. And I put them up, and then we pick one card. You decide, I'll show it to you, and then what's the first thing that comes to mind, and then I'll tell you what the first thing that comes to mind. So then I do this wrong every time because of the camera. And I'll just slide my finger. Here, I'll do it this way. And then you just tell me when to stop. And
Stop.
okay, so is it this one?
Sure. Yes.
Sure. So this one says divine guidance.
Ooh, I love
That. This is, to me, is always like the most powerful card.
Oh, yes.
Look at how pretty that picture is. So what comes to mind, the first thing when you see that?
Divine guidance. Like I mentioned before, I have this need to kind of turn inward now. That I have everything that I need, I think. There's this point where you kind of like, you go up, 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 and you just need to like, okay, just bring it back down. And I've been feeling that a lot lately, where I just need to like let go of the distractions and not go on social media as much as I usually do. Take a step back and just really listen, close my eyes and listen to my intuition, my divine guidance, kind of let go of the external influence, which is wonderful. I love having that external influence from all the brilliant minds out there, but sometimes you need to turn in and listen to your own voice and cut the noise out. So divine guidance to me means just quieting your mind and listening to your divine, like that's you, you're connected to that.
Exactly. I will tell you that when I saw this card for the first time, and I'm going to put it again here, not only this whole conversation, but really when you sort of described how you started doing what you're doing, it's completely divinely guided. Like you had it within you. It took something to maybe, not knock your socks off, but your business wasn't doing what it was. You had to go within and had to reconnect, and really finding that inner child and the thing that made you happy when you were younger. That was there all along, and that's your path. And so you are doing the things, you are creating the things, this, going to Bali and thinking, oh my God, there are people that actually live like this. Like this is what they do every day. They get to be artists and creative and spiritual and feel the love, which is like, what I love. That's what it's all about. And you're on your path. You just follow the star and follow your inner gut.
Love that. Yes.
Good. Yay. I love it. Well, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful conversation. I'll have all the links up afterwards. And I really enjoyed it. And I love working with you and connecting with you.
Vice versa, Susie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me. It was wonderful. I could talk forever.
Same here. But I'm always like a short and sweet and leave them wanting more. Okay. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So